Hello and welcome to Enfresp Languages. In this video, we are looking at how to say our nationality in Spanish. Before we begin, please can I ask that if you enjoy this video or find it useful, hit the like icon, subscribe, and click on the bell to receive notifications from our channel. First, we'll look at the verb to be, which is...
Ser.
Let's hear it again.
Ser.
This is an irregular verb both in English and in Spanish, which means it does not follow a pattern. Now, there are actually two verbs for to be in Spanish. The other is estar. The verb estar is used for temporary conditions. So, for example, to say, I am hungry, we would use the estar verb in Spanish. Because our nationality is permanent, we use the verb ser. So let's look at the conjugation of ser, to be. I am in Spanish is...
Soy.
Let's hear it again.
Soy.
This is pronounced exactly as you would expect. Let's hear I am once more.
Soy.
You are, informal and single, is...
Eres,
Let's hear it again.
eres,
So this is pronounced es. Let's hear you are, informal and single again.
eres,
He is, she is, and you are, formal single, are.
Yes.
Let's hear it again.
Yes.
This sounds just like the name of the letter S. Let's hear he is, she is, and you are, formal single again.
Yes.
We are, in Spanish, is.
somos,
Let's hear it again.
somos,
So this is pronounced somos. Let's hear we are again.
somos,
You are, informal and plural, is.
sois,
Let's hear it again.
sois,
So this is pronounced s, oi, s. Let's hear you are, informal and plural again.
sois,
The word for both they are and you are, formal plural, is.
son,
Let's hear it again.
son,
Note that this is not pronounced son, as we would say in English, but son. Let's hear they are and you are, formal plural, once again.
son,
Okay, let's run through the conjugation of ser, to be, once more. I am is soy. You are, informal and single, is eres. He is, she is, and you are, formal and single, is es. We are is somos. You are, informal and plural, is sois. And they are and you are, formal and plural, is son. Now we can conjugate ser, to be. We're going to look at some nationalities. However, first, I would like to give some tips on the use of accents in Spanish. There are 3 rules relating to accents. Rule 1. If the word ends in a vowel, an N, or an S, the stress automatically falls on the second to last syllable. Rule 2. If the word ends in a consonant other than N and S, the stress automatically falls on the last syllable. Rule 3. If the stress needs to be elsewhere, it will be shown with an accent. So, let's look at some nationalities. To say, I am English, we say, I am.
Soy.
And if we are male, we say.
Inglés.
And if we're female, we say.
inglesa,
Inglés has an accent, so the stress is placed where the accent is, on the last syllable. Inglés. Inglesa has no accent and ends in a vowel, so the second to last syllable has the stress. Inglesa. Let's hear I am English said by a male and a female again.
Soy inglés.
Soy inglesa.
To say I am Scottish, we say I am,
Soy
and then
escocés.
if male or
Escocesa.
if female. Escocés has an accent, so the stress is placed where the accent is, on the last syllable. And escocesa has no accent and it ends in a vowel, so the stress is on the second to last syllable. Note as well that the letter C is making two different sounds here. So, when a C is followed by an E or an I, it makes a th sound. When C is followed by A, O, or U, it makes a k sound. So we have escoces and escocesa. Let's hear I am Scottish said by a male and a female again.
Soy escocés.
Soy escocesa.
To say I am Welsh, we say I am,
Soy
and then
galés.
if male and
Galesa.
if female. We have the same pattern with the stress. The stress falls where the accent is with gales and on the second to last syllable of galesa. Let's hear I am Welsh said by a male and a female again.
Soy galés.
Soy galesa.
To say I am Irish, we say I am,
Soy
and then
irlandés.
if male and
Irlandesa.
if female. We have the same pattern again with the accent. There is an accent on irlandés, so the stress is where the accent is, and on the second to last syllable of irlandesa, where there's no accent. Let's hear I am Irish said by a male and a female again.
Soy irlandés.
Soy irlandesa.
To say I am British, we say
Soy británico.
if male and
Soy británica.
if female. The stress falls on the syllable with the accent. Británico. Británica. It's worth noting that in Spanish, if a noun ends in an O, it's generally masculine. And if it ends in A, it's generally feminine. Let's hear I am British said by a male and a female again.
Soy británico.
Soy británica.
To say I am American, when referring to the United States, we need to say
Soy estadounidense.
this looks like a mouthful, but we can break it down. United States in Spanish is Estados Unidos. So to say we are American, referring to the US, we say soy estadounidense. I would recommend not saying americano or americana because these can refer to the whole of the North and South American continents, so it's not very specific. Let's hear I am American, referring to the US again.
Soy estadounidense.
To say I am Australian, we say
Soy australiano.
if male and
Soy australiana.
if female. Again, there are no accents, so the emphasis is naturally falling on the second to last syllable. Australiano, Australiana. Let's hear I am Australian said by a male and a female again.
Soy australiano.
Soy australiana.
To say I am Spanish, we say
Soy español.
if male and
Soy española.
If female. Now the symbol above the N is called a tilde, and this forms a completely separate letter in the alphabet to N. So Spanish has an extra letter in the alphabet which looks like an N with a tilde above it. The tilde adds a Y sound after the N. So Spanish is español and española. You may also note that there are no accents needed here. Español ends in a consonant other than N and S, so the stress falls on the last syllable, ol. Española ends in a vowel, so the stress naturally falls on the second to last syllable, which is also ol. Let's hear I am Spanish said by a male and a female again.
Soy español.
Soy española.
To say I am Mexican, we say
Soy mexicano.
if male and
Soy mexicana.
if female. There are no accents, so the stress naturally falls on the second to last syllable. Note that the X is making a H sound here. Mexicano. Mexicana. Let's hear I am Mexican said by a male and a female again.
Soy mexicano.
Soy mexicana.
To say I am Colombian, we say
Soy colombiano.
if male and
Soy colombiana.
if female. Again, there are no accents, so the stress naturally falls on the second to last syllable. Colombiano. Colombiana. Let's hear I am Colombian said by a male and a female again.
Soy colombiano.
Soy colombiana.
To say I am Argentinian, we say
Soy argentino.
if we're male and
Soy argentina.
if female. There are no accents again, so the stress naturally falls on the second to last syllable. Note that the letter G can make two different sounds. If the G is followed by an A, O, or U, the G makes a G sound. And if it's followed by an E or an I, it makes a H sound. So this is pronounced Argentino. Argentina. Let's hear I am Argentinian said by a male and a female again.
Soy argentino.
Soy argentina.
Let's look at one more nationality. To say I am Peruvian, we say
Soy peruano.
if male and
Soy peruana.
if female. There are no accents, so the stress naturally falls on the second to last syllable. Peruano. Peruana. Let's hear I am Peruvian said by a male and a female again.
Soy peruano.
Soy peruana.
Okay, let's bring together all that we've learned in this video by listening to different conjugations of ser to be with various nationalities. Note that if the pronoun is plural, so we, you, they, the nationality is also pluralized.
Soy inglesa.
Eres escocesa.
Es galés.
Es irlandesa.
Es británico. Somos americanas. Sois australianos. Son españoles. Son mexicanas.
Son colombianos.
Soy argentino.
Eres peruana.